So I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the office. We'll cut to downstairs now just to show you a bit more about it. I am a bit standoffish with prop firms, but I am going to go for some new challenges this next month. So this week I did exactly that. $100,000 funded in just one trade. Not only in this video am I going to break down taking that trade and how I approached that challenge, I'm also going to break down the whole funding process and how I've managed to get $900,000 in funded capital. And it shows the amount of progression you can make in a relatively short amount of time. But the big problem with this generation is taking action. No one's actually willing to invest the money or time into themselves, to put in the hard work to get to that stage. Now this is 4 years in the making for me, but the real result has been over the last 2 years. I mean, this last year alone, I've gone from $100,000 to $900,000. If that doesn't show the type of progression you can make trading, then I don't know what will. The amount of people I get messaging me asking for free signals, for free education, for all of this. Obviously on this YouTube, I'm trying to do that with my trade breakdowns. But the reality is, if you're not willing to do the hard work, if you're not willing to educate yourself, if you're not willing to put the time and money in, you're not going to see results. And this might mean that you might not see results for the first year of doing it, but having the resilience to keep going is what puts you in that top 1%. I could have easily stuck myself in that 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, but because I actually made a difference, I actually made the jump and invested in myself, that's what's taken me to this stage now. So here's the position that passed me the entire account. This is the trade analysis.
Right, let's break down this position then. So basically, very simple setup in terms of what we do at Woke. So I was looking at the order block that caused the change of character on the, well, it was on multiple time frames, but this was a 15-minute order block. So basically what I was waiting for was a sweep of Asian liquidity to the downside, which we saw. We did see a lot of selling pressure, which meant that there was a big fair value gap to fill in the first place. But when we saw more confirmation, it meant that I felt comfortable holding the trade all the way up to Asian high. So basically what happened was, obviously we mitigated this area in kind of Frankfurt session. Then we saw a change of character, which I'll show you now. So on the 5 minute, we saw a change of character, very hard one to spot. But obviously where you've got structure, you've got this moving down here, technically a pullback here. There's your lower mitigation and deeper mitigation of the order block, change of character. So that's where I got one entry. Then I scaled in once we mitigated the actual, again, another order block demand that caused the change of character. So in here, and my target again being Asian high. So this meant that I made enough in this one trade. So it was about, I think it was about 1% risk here and a further 0.5% risk here. I believe it might have been slightly, ever so slightly more. The max I do risk on these challenges is 2%. So this is basically what the position looked like. I'm going to do a very brief video on it because it's nothing that I need to go into too much detail on. But yeah, this is basically what the trade looked like. Any questions, as always, drop me a message on Instagram at @RobDono. This kind of content does go out every single trade I take on the Woke Effects Discord. I am going to do some more on the free Discord as well, so make sure you join that too. But yeah, this is a breakdown obviously of the position. Did about $10,000 in profit, so obviously passed the challenge. It was a one phase as well. So yeah, it meant that obviously another 100k funded under the bag, putting me up to 900k in funding. But I am going to actually test out a few more prop firms. So I'm going to try out the fund engineer, I think my funded effects, and maybe True Forex funds as well. Let me know if any of you guys have had some weird experiences with them, just in case they're really dodgy. But I'm not going to be upset too much if I get shafted, because I've already had to feel that from my Forex fund, so I'm kind of used to it at this stage. But yeah, that's a breakdown of the position. I go into a bit more detail of my positions usually, but just as it's a quick one, it's quite obvious why I entered. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoy the video. Cheers, guys.
But most importantly, what is my funded approach? How am I consistently passing these challenges live on YouTube for you guys as well? And it's probably a bit of an unorthodox way to approach these challenges. The way that I look at it, you're not making any money until you are funded. So you can trade a funded challenge really seriously over 6-7 months and eventually get past phase 2. But at that point, you spend 6-7 months trading a challenge, and you're trading it correctly, don't get me wrong. And if you have little money to invest and you're trading properly, that is the way that I would do it. You've then got to wait another few months to pass phase 2, unless you have a really good few weeks or months in the charts. My approach is a bit different. Because I've had multiple funded payouts and I have a lot of funding, for me, I don't really care about a challenge until it's a funded account. So I'm happy to approach those challenges with slightly higher risk, waiting out for higher quality setups, and executing 2% risk on one position. And this is simply because it doesn't matter for me until it's funded. Now, like I said before, I wouldn't tackle challenges like this if you're brand new to trading and you're looking to see consistency early on. I probably do a small challenge, really small risk management, like 0.5%, so you know that you can actually deal with trading funded capital. And I'm the exact same when I am funded, but that's a big when. Obviously, when you've got the funded account, you are actually making money. So that is where proper risk management, proper consistency matters. So when I actually am funded, it is more like 0.5% risk a trade. And even then, I would consider over-risking ever so slightly. Reason being is because you think you've got 100K, for example, on a 100K account, but you've only really got 10K. So let's say you're risking 0.5% of the account, you're risking $500. $500 of $100,000 is only 0.5%. But $500 of $10,000, which is your equity, is 5%, which is a lot of risk. Now, don't get me wrong, if you've got a decent win rate and a good risk to reward, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But when you get hit with a couple bad months, that could blow your entire account. So when you're trading a fully funded account and risking 2, 3, 4% a position, that's wrong. Don't do that. And like I said, the challenges I don't take too seriously. If I do fail the challenge, it is what it is. But the reason I've got such a high success rate is because I'm waiting out for really high quality setups and then risking 2%. Now, if you want me to break this down in a bit more detail, going through the whole breakdown of the trade, then join our free Discord and I'll post it in there. We've already got a community full of traders, 1.8K actually, all putting in their trading feedback and questions, etc. We've had some insane results from our private Discord. Literally someone today made 15K on a $200,000 funded account. So congrats JJ, don't spend all the money at once. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the office. We'll cut to downstairs now just to show you a bit more about it. As well, got my Chelsea mug in there somewhere. Unfortunate times, but yeah, we'll walk up this way. It's my shit. So we're actually located in Bournemouth. This is called Smart Base. It's like a massive office. I mean, you can look at it. Got a jet over there somewhere. That's my jet. Now we've got the basically free vending machine. So you've got some sparkling water here, Andrew Tate stuff. 89p. What's 89p these days? Wholesale prices. Free water. Free sparkling water. This is a style. It's a good place if you're looking to chill out, read a book. Pretty insane scenery to be fair. When you look out here, a bit like my sparkling water. It's fucking cold. Sorry, it's extremely cold, so I'm not gonna go outside. So we're just gonna watch from a distance. As you can see, we've got all of that over there. My other jet's somewhere in there. Oh, there it is. That little bad boy. He's not shabby, is he? So literally 2 years ago, I was sat in a COVID testing centre, depressed, debating life, and literally 2 years later, everything's changed. Just everything, and now it's obviously at the stage where I run my own hours, I work my own times, I am my own boss. That doesn't mean it's a good thing all the time. If you've got a very good salary and you don't have to run the whole business, and that's great. But yeah, being on 1.5k a month, working and just testing people wasn't it. So yeah, it's definitely a lot better. But I think a lot of people forget that when you've got to run a business, when you're an entrepreneur, whatever, you've got a lot more to do than what people think. So I'm working harder than I've ever worked before because I'm not just trading, I'm running businesses, etc. So the trading aspect of it is great. I only take maybe 4 positions, 2 to 4 positions a week and profit a ridiculously good amount. But obviously where you're running a business, where you're doing all of this stuff, YouTube, marketing, all of that, on top of it, it takes up a lot of time and it takes up a lot of your free time. So it's not always greener on the other side. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Looking at the benefits from these funded accounts and trading in general, there's no other skill that's giving you this much time, location, and financial freedom. If you take that $300,000 challenge I did a couple months ago, it's about $50,000 profit in total to get all the way from phase 1 to a 10K payout in about 3 trades. Do you know how many hours went into that? Literally about 8. So 8 hours to make $50,000 profit. What other skill is there that you can make $50,000 profit from 8 hours work? And when I say 8 hours work, I mean clicking a button and managing a trade. Of course, there's so much that goes into it. It's taken me years to get to that stage. But the point is, if you take the time now to learn this skill, then you'll reap the rewards in the future. I'm going to be making an in-depth series going through how you can profit in a financial crisis, because we're currently in one. If anyone's saying we're not, don't listen, we are. And I'm sure you've probably realized by the cost of living, interest rates, etc. And I'm going to show you how you can profit from that. We're going to look at case studies, we're going to look at the previous recessions, and we're going to go through my skill set that's meant I've made the most money right now than I've ever made before, and we're in a financial crisis. So make sure to click that subscribe button and follow everything I post if you want to give yourself the best opportunity to make money in this situation. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Follow my Instagram @RobDono and my new trading Instagram @dons.fx. There are a ton of fake accounts, so don't get scammed by anyone trying to sell you anything. I will never message you first or ask you to invest in crypto or anything like that. If you are serious about starting trading and becoming a profitable funded trader, drop me a message on Instagram with DM alert. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you don't miss it.